Your brain produces the same chemical when you get a like on Instagram as when you fall in love. That molecule is dopamine, and tech companies have built trillion-dollar empires farming it from your skull. Right now, as you're listening to this, there are algorithms running calculations on how to keep you here, how to make you scroll one more time, how to harvest one more hit of that sweet, sweet dopamine from the neural pathways in your prefrontal cortex. You think you're using technology, but technology is using you. Every notification is a slot machine pull. Every red bubble is a casino chip. Every infinite scroll is a one-armed bandit designed by neuroscientists and powered by your own brain chemistry. The average person checks their phone 96 times a day. That's once every 10 minutes of your waking life. You're not weak. You're not lacking willpower. You're fighting against the most sophisticated behavioral manipulation system ever created. Here's how they do it. When you post something online, your brain doesn't know if you'll get 5 likes or 500. That uncertainty creates what psychologists call a variable reward schedule, the most addictive pattern known to behavioral science. It's the same mechanism that makes gambling so compulsive. But here's where it gets dark. Tech companies call it the attention economy, but that's corporate doublespeak. What they're really running is a human farming operation, and the crop they're harvesting isn't corn or wheat. It's the electrical impulses firing between your neurons. Every time you feel that little buzz of dopamine from a notification, that's revenue for them. Every time you can't put your phone down, that's quarterly growth. Every time you lose 2 hours to TikTok, that's shareholder value. They've industrialized human psychology. The notifications aren't random. The suggested content isn't coincidental. The timing of that Instagram story notification, it's calculated down to the millisecond based on when your dopamine levels are most vulnerable to manipulation. Facebook has teams of neuroscientists. Google has behavioral economists. TikTok has addiction specialists. They know your brain better than you do. And here's the part that should terrify you. They're getting better. AI is now predicting your behavior before you know what you're going to do. Machine learning algorithms are identifying the exact moment when your willpower is weakest. They can sense when you're sad, lonely, bored, or anxious. And that's precisely when they strike. But the real horror isn't just that they're farming your dopamine. It's what happens when the well runs dry. Welcome to the dopamine recession. Your brain builds tolerance to artificial rewards the same way it builds tolerance to drugs. That first Facebook like used to feel amazing. Now you need 50 likes to get the same high. That YouTube video used to be satisfying. Now you need 3 screens and constant stimulation just to feel normal. Natural rewards start losing their power. A sunset doesn't hit the same. A conversation feels boring. A book seems impossible to focus on. Your brain has been rewired to crave the hyperkinetic stimulation of digital feeds. We're creating a generation of dopamine addicts, and the dealers are listed on the stock exchange. The average teen now has the attention span of a goldfish. Anxiety and depression rates among young people have skyrocketed 70% since social media became ubiquitous. Suicide rates are at historic highs. This isn't correlation, it's causation. But here's what they don't want you to know. You can break free. Your brain is neuroplastic. Every moment you resist the urge to check your phone, you're rebuilding your natural reward pathways. Every time you choose a real conversation over digital interaction, you're healing your dopamine receptors. The first step is recognizing that this isn't about technology being bad. It's about understanding that you're in a war for your mind and the battlefield is your brain chemistry. Turn off your notifications. Delete social media apps. Create phone-free zones in your life. These aren't lifestyle tips. They're acts of neurological self-defense. Because the most valuable real estate in the 21st century isn't in Manhattan or Silicon Valley. It's the space between your ears. And right now, someone else is living there. Time to evict them. But let me tell you the most insidious part of this whole system. They've made you complicit in your own exploitation. Ever notice how you feel compelled to document every experience? That sunset isn't just beautiful anymore, it's content. That meal isn't just delicious, it's a story post. That moment with friends isn't just connection, it's a photo opportunity. They've trained you to turn your own life into dopamine bait for other people's brains. You're not just the consumer in this economy, you're also the product, the factory worker, and the unpaid content creator all rolled into one perfectly exploitable package. Instagram doesn't create content. You do. TikTok doesn't make videos. You do. Facebook doesn't generate social connections. You do. They've convinced 3 billion people to work for free, producing the very content that keeps everyone else addicted. It's the most profitable business model in human history, and it's built on a simple psychological exploit: your need for social validation. Here's an experiment. Post something on social media and then immediately put your phone in another room. Notice what happens to your body: the phantom buzzing, the compulsive urge to check, the anxiety that builds as minutes pass without feedback. That physical discomfort you feel, that's withdrawal. Literal biochemical withdrawal from dopamine. You wouldn't let a drug dealer set up shop in your living room, but you carry a dopamine dispensary in your pocket 16 hours a day. And the dealers have gotten so sophisticated, they don't even need you to consciously engage anymore. Ever scroll through your feed and suddenly realize you have no memory of the last 20 posts? That's called mindless scrolling, and it's not an accident. The algorithms are designed to bypass your conscious decision-making and tap directly into your subconscious reward pathways. You're literally unconscious while your dopamine is being harvested. But here's where this gets even darker. The same techniques being used to addict you to social media are now being applied to every digital interaction in your life. Your banking app uses gamification. Your fitness tracker uses variable reward schedules. Your dating apps use intermittent reinforcement. Your shopping apps use personalized nudges based on your psychological profile. Every screen in your life is now optimized for addiction. We're not just dealing with social media addiction anymore. We're dealing with the complete gamification of human existence. Your car dashboard is designed like a video game. Your smart home speaks to you like a digital friend. Your work software celebrates every completed task with animations and badges. Even your meditation app uses streaks and achievements to keep you coming back. They've turned reality itself into one giant dopamine slot machine. And the cost isn't just your attention, it's your ability to find meaning in moments that aren't optimized for digital consumption. When was the last time you sat in silence without feeling the urge to fill it with stimulation? When did you last have a thought without immediately wanting to share it? When did you last feel satisfied with an experience that nobody else witnessed or validated? This is the real theft. They're not just stealing your time, they're stealing your capacity for presence, for solitude, for the kind of deep, unmediated experience that actually builds a meaningful life. The solution isn't just digital detox, it's neurological rehabilitation. Start small. Choose one activity each day that requires sustained attention. Read a physical book. Have a conversation without checking your phone. Sit with your thoughts for 10 minutes without external stimulation. Your brain will resist. It will feel boring, uncomfortable, even painful at first. That's the withdrawal talking. That's your dopamine receptors crying out for their artificial fix. But here's what happens when you push through. Your natural reward system starts to reboot. Colors become more vivid. Food tastes better. Conversations become more engaging. Small moments start to feel significant again. You remember what it's like to be human instead of a data point in someone else's algorithm. The companies harvesting your dopamine want you to believe that resistance is futile, that you're powerless against their sophisticated manipulation, that this is just how the world works now. They're lying. Every moment of attention you reclaim is a victory. Every notification you ignore is an act of rebellion. Every real conversation you prioritize over digital interaction is you choosing humanity over the machine. Your brain is not their property. Your attention is not their commodity. Your dopamine is not their harvest. It's time to remember who you were before the algorithms told you who to be. The revolution won't be televised. It won't be live streamed. It won't go viral. It will happen in the quiet moments when you put down your phone and remember what silence sounds like. When you choose presence over productivity, connection over content, reality over the matrix of endless digital stimulation. Your ancestors survived ice ages and plagues and wars. The least you can do is survive Instagram. The question isn't whether you can break free from the dopamine harvest. The question is, what kind of human will you be when you do?